blessed good morning, and we are at Friday once more. It's the end of the week. It's been a full week in so many ways. It's been a hot week as well. And no doubt, I guess many of us are already delighted that it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I greet you this morning in the precious name of the one who has called us into being, who caused us to be here once more to be able to share with each other. I want to thank you for your time that you have been spending with me. It has been a joy and a privilege to be able to minister with you on these mornings, and I really do look forward to continuing this journey together. As we come together this morning, we do so mindful of all that God has given us in this world, and we are trusting and praying and hoping that we may be able to, in some way, benefit from all that we are learning, all that we are hearing, all that we're doing day by day. Remember, this is about growing. This is about becoming. This is about the inner journey. There's a lot out there about the outer journey. Our focus in these devotions really and truly is about that inner path, that path which leads to the outside, but through the reclamation of our true selves as belonging to the divine. I am the Lord's. And so with that in mind, we come into our sacred space this morning, the place that we've identified to be with God, to spend time reflecting, being open, remembering, recalling that sense of I am presence, recalling that sense of belonging. I am the Lord's. Remember, we are being invited to soak into this awareness. I am the Lord's as we breathe, as we come into our hearts with a spirit of gratitude. We breathe deeply into our being. And there we recall that sense that I am the Lord's. I am the Lord's. I am the Lord's. Surrounding ourselves with radiant light, feeling that sense of the divine presence around us, acknowledging where we are this day. What are the colors that surround us? They speak of what's going on within us. So take a few moments and focus on white light surrounding us. White light is the resultant of all shades, all colors. It is the totality of light. And so we surround ourselves with a white light, completeness, wholeness, everything working together for good. So allow ourselves to be immersed in that white light. See to what extent it is brilliant in your experience. See to what extent you're able to manifest that white light. Cleansing, healing. As you look at your sheaf of light, just see if there are any areas that are dull or gray or have some other color. And just bring your attention to those areas and and bring them into wholeness. They're the same radiance, the same white radiance. So that your entire being is surrounded by this mass of white light, resultant of all the colors of the rainbow. With that sense of deep knowing, I am the Lord's. Jesus said, "Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven." Well, this is the end of the week, and we are once again reminding each other of that theme, I am the Lord's. I am the Lord's. And I trust that it has been a rewarding exercise for you to be able to go through this week reflecting on this theme, I am the Lord's. It's a very important theme. It begins and it ends with our understanding of who we are in God. And this is so vital, so vital to our growth as persons of faith. It is so vital to this journey of ours, to be able to begin at the beginning, having a sense of who I am. I am the Lord's. Jesus offers us two little vignettes for us to reflect on. One is salt. He says, if salt loses its saltiness, then it is worthless. The second is light. No one takes a lamp, lights it, and puts it under a bushel basket or under a bed, but instead on a lampstand. When I reflect on these two ideas that Jesus shares, first of all, the salt. Salt must know itself as salt. If salt perceives itself to be anything other than salt, then the salt is useless. Salt has a purpose. It has to be conscious of its purpose. And yes, we're talking about salt, so there's no real consciousness as we understand consciousness. But there's a school of thought that says everything has consciousness, but it is to different degrees. So the consciousness of salt is that it has a particular characteristic. It can be received in a particular way, and it always shows up as that. If salt shows up as something other than what it is supposed to be, then it is worthless. How about you and me? Are we conscious of how we are to show up in the world? Are we conscious that we are the Lord's? Are we conscious that this is the particular way of being that we are called to be at all times? And therefore, if we show up in any other form or fashion, it's worthless. We miss the point. We miss our purpose. So oftentimes in our world, we so focus on the purpose from the perspective of what others think we should be or what others think we should do. And whatever purpose that is that they have come up with for us is false, because they have no way of knowing our purpose. But each one of us knows his or her purpose when, and only when, we take the time to explore, to delve deep within ourselves, and first re-establish ourselves as the Lord's, as connected to Source. Then from that connection, we are able to manifest out the purpose into the outside world. Yes, we can do many things in our world. We can accomplish great things in our world. But the question we must always be mindful of is the simple question, is this thing or is that thing my purpose? Or is it just something that I'm good at? No one takes a light and puts it under a bushel basket, but you put it on a lampstand. What are you doing with your light? Have you discovered that you are light? Have you understood yourself to be light and understand what being light means? In other words, are you the Lord's? Have you discerned this in your journey thus far, that I am the Lord's? And because I am the Lord's, I radiate out the divine presence into the world. I am intended to be on a lampstand. I am intended to radiate into the world and to join with all others who are themselves radiating in our world and becoming all that God would want us to be and to manifest in this world. These are the closing moments of our reflection on this theme, I am the Lord's. And I want to leave you with it. And I want to encourage you to come back to it time and again. It is ground zero. It is where all begins. When I awaken and I realize I am the Lord's. When I come to that place where I know that there is nothing else other than that. And I accept it. And I become the salt that I was created to be. I manifest the light that I was called to manifest. I live out to the fullest of my being my divine purpose in this world. And I do so with confidence and with joy. Why? Because I am the Lord's.
Try